What a first week of the NFL season. NFL Kickoff Sunday recap. I know it's a little bit late, but here we go.
There's the catch. One down. Second one.
I think it's clean.
Pittsburgh. One out to deep right center. It's at the wall. Good! He's done it! 697. A two-run homer to put the...
Hit that intro. And with that, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fun NFL. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. Of course, we got the Week 1 recap. Monday Night Football tonight at 8:15 on ESPN. We did a lot more channels as well. ABC. Yeah, there's a lot of channels for that. But let's get right to the recaps. Let's get right to the first game.
Well, nothing like a beautiful day and two old rivals to get things started as we do our part in kicking off this 2020. Over the middle, got his man, and look at him go! Jalen Waddle for the touchdown! On 2nd and 10, on the blitz, loose ball, inside the 5, to the end zone, touchdown Dolphins! That pass down the side, it is grabbed by Tyreek Hill!
Starting out with this Dolphins and Patriots game. Dolphins won 20-7. They go to 1-0. Dominant defensive performance. Yeah, basically we'll get the Patriots side first though. Mac Jones 21 of 30, 213 yards, CD interception. Damian Harris 9 carries, 48 yards, 5.43 yards carry. They just didn't really run the ball a lot, partly because they were down, partly just they didn't run it a lot. Ronnie Stevenson, he had one good run. That was literally it. Could not be efficient whatsoever. They just didn't really run the ball a lot. They got a lot of blitz packages, put it that way. And yeah, Damian Harris kind of like two big runs. Other than that, didn't do anything. Jacoby Myers, 4 catches, 55 yards. He was pretty efficient, but just that's really it. Kenneth Bourne caught one bomb. That was literally it. John Smith, pretty good game, honestly. Hunter Henry just didn't flat out didn't get open. Nelson Aguilar didn't really get deep, but just got beat on a lot of plays. Ty Montgomery had a touchdown, but it wasn't really that effective. Damian Harris had 2 catches, and yeah, that's kind of it. Defensively, though, Devin McCourty had 6 tackles. He actually played pretty well. I wouldn't say he had a great coverage game, but he was definitely able to make tackles, probably the most sure-handed. Juwan Bentley, probably the best game overall on defense, though, because he was able to really hit the running plays well, really filled up those gaps really well. Kyle Duggar did not have a great game, but he did make some tackles, I guess. Raekwon McMillan, I guess he had a decent game. I wouldn't really say he played that well. Of course, I watched a lot of them, but didn't really show me anything huge. Jonathan Jones didn't really get targeted really at all, and even in coverage didn't really give up a lot of time, blanking a lot of receivers. Miles Bryant kind of got burned a little bit by Tyreek Hill a couple times, but really didn't have to do a lot. Matt Judon had a sack, but that was really it. Deidre Wise, same thing. Adrian Phillips, back wing secondary, actually covered blanketed deep really well, but that's really all he did. He got beat on a lot of plays underneath with tackles. Jalen Mills, he played a lot of Bills, let's put it that way. Didn't do that much. Mac Wilson, he actually made some big plays. He looked good, but like he didn't really do a lot. Devon Godshot, nothing really. Same thing with Josh Uche and the rest of these guys. And yeah, Nick Folk didn't really kick it. Yeah, let's get right to the Dolphins side though. For Miami, 23 of 33, 207 yards, touchdown for Tua. Good game. Didn't really push the ball downfield, but he got the job done. They didn't run the ball whatsoever well. That's really all I got to say about that. Tyreek Hill made a big catch downfield. Really just underneath the accuracy for a big day for him. Jalen Waddle had a touchdown. Other than that, it was a little quiet, but he actually had a very good game. Chase Edmonds, very great out of the backfield. Cedric Wilson has that outside receiver. Didn't do a lot. Even in the slot, he didn't get a lot of open, but he made 2 catches. And yeah, that was kind of it. A lot of spread the football pretty well. Brandon Jones at safety actually played pretty well at a sack. He really was a beast in the box. Jerome Baker, 4 tackles, really contained that run game and really got Mac Jones did not look over the middle, which he likes to throw to. Nick Needham, really good in the slot, really made a lot of plays out toward the sideline, really shut down those Patriots receivers. Atlanta Roberts, pretty good game. Emmanuel Ogbah had a sack. He played pretty well. Javon Holland, of course, had an interception and played very, very well. Probably one of the best games of his career. Maybe not the game as good as the game against the Ravens in Thursday Night Football last year in Week 10, but it was pretty good. Kendrick Coho, I'd say he played pretty well. Kowu, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Whatever, he actually played pretty well. Christian Wilkins, beast. Duke Riley didn't do a lot. Same thing with Xavier Howard. He just kind of covered guys. Melvin Ingram had a touchdown. Zach Sealer, whatever. Raekwon Davis, same thing. Elijah Campbell, I didn't watch him. And then yeah, that's really it. Yeah, those are your recap for the game. Jason Sanders had a couple kicks, but let's get right to the keys to the game recap. Carry for the keys to the game. Patriots offense run the ball over 30 times for 5 yards carry. They actually probably ran the ball well. They just didn't run enough, being completely honest with you. Mostly because they weren't getting that shot in that single back package. They really wanted to in that I form. They just didn't really do it a lot. Probably because of the looks they were getting. The Dolphins really played good luck saying don't run the ball. Play action or short yard situation on first and second down. They really didn't get many short yard situations on first and second down. And with those nuclear plays, like I said, no nuclear plays. They got a lot of nuclear plays. And 400 plus total yards, they just didn't get that done. I gotta go 3x minus. They did not get the job done. I'll put it that way. Patriots defense though, play 2 high coverage on 3rd and long. 3rd and long, taking short, 1st and 10. They did that pretty well, but they were really limited on going deep. But send blitzes with stunts and chip free out imagine. They did that early in the game and it worked, but for some reason they stopped doing it. Partly because Tua was starting to get out the ball out quick. They started coming up a little, but they were still playing that 2 high coverage, which I really like. But I still think they just didn't tackle well, being completely honest with you. 10 plus pressures in each half. They didn't get that done. And double try kill. They did that. The most important thing though is being able to slow down skill players with the ball exam. Reem Mostert. They weren't able to do that. I'll give them a minus though. I don't think they played that bad. I gotta give them minus. I don't think they played good, but I gotta say they did a pretty decent job getting force other than that touchdown. Let's get right to the Dolphins though. Okay, for the Dolphins, at least run the ball for over 4 yards per carry. They could not get that done. Take 3 plus shots to Tyreek Hill. They didn't really need to. 10 plus targets to Jalen Waddle. I think they got that done pretty well. RB on any short yard situation got that done very well. And layer script has plays screens very well. Did that. Don't have Sewell drop back at under single back pistol on 3rd and long. They did not do that whatsoever. On a passing down shift to pocket to turn arms. They didn't do that a ton, but I think they did that somewhat. So, you know, I'll give them a plus. I don't think they played great per se, but they got the job done. And then let's get for Miami's defense. I'll give them a 3 times plus. I can't give them anything higher though, because yeah, they didn't have a shutout. It's hard for me to give them 5. You know, I'll give them 5. I'll give them 5 because they did so well. So you know, highest thing goes 10, but yeah, they did really well. 5 pluses is really good. Let's get to the next recap though. Yeah, here it is.
Still have goosebumps here at MetLife Stadium after the national anthem.
Jackson looking deep for Duvernay, and he makes the adjustment and the catch. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar into the end zone, wide open, touchdown.
And the other one by Kenyon Drake.
Lamar winding up, going deep for Bateman. He's got him. Touchdown.
Okay, Ravens and Jets recap. Ravens, they came out on top 24-9. They're now 1-0. It wasn't that great of a game for them, to be completely honest with you at times. But they got the job done 24-9 the winner, just like I said. Jets lose another season opener. Lamar, 17 of 30, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception. Fairly inconsistent, but I don't think he made too many bad plays. He had a pretty good game. They could not run the ball, though. That's the one concern. They did not run the ball whatsoever well. But again, the Jets' defensive line is going to be very good. They made do with what they had. They really just didn't have much yardage. Rashad Bateman had a couple big catches. Really, that was it. He had that touchdown, obviously. Devin Duvernay, actually a pretty solid game for us, being that deep that you don't really expect him getting a ton of catches, but he got down 2 touchdowns, really good for him. Mark Andrews, quiet game, but he got the job done. Demarcus Robinson, actually really good blocking, really good there. Didn't really get open, though. Kenyon Drake had 1 catch, big catch. That was really it. Justin Hill, Patrick Graham had a couple catches combined. That was really it. Marcus Williams, pretty good game defensively. 10 tackles, 1 interception. Patrick Queen, 5 tackles, half a sack. He actually played pretty well. Marcus Williams, very good game. Marlon Humphrey, I guess he shut down his receivers pretty well. Nothing really got over the top. Chuck Clark, okay. I guess he kind of just struggled with the tight ends and the running back at times, but that was really it. Boy, Harrison didn't really play a lot, and yeah, that's kind of it. But he made some tackles in the field. Justin Houston had a sack, got the job done. Kyle Fuller, very good in man this game. Actually, he played very well against the run as well. Kyle Hamilton, Played a lot in the box, but he actually, when he got some one ice coverage, he got the job done as well there too. Justin Matabuke, menace up the middle. Calais Campbell had a sack. Michael Pierce and Adafale didn't do a lot, but they did get penetration. They really worked a lot to get Calais Campbell and Justin Matabuke either sack / half a sack. Yeah, that's really it for the Ravens side. Then we go over to the Jets side. Joe Flacco, 37-59, 307, touchdown, interception. They got the ball. I don't know how to put this. They got a lot of yards, but they were absolutely dog water in the red zone, being completely honest there. They were able to move the football, but they couldn't convert in the red zone. Joe Flacco, I got to admit, was actually pretty good until he got to the red zone, like I just said. Brees Hall could not run the ball well, being completely honest, but Michael Carter had a very good game. But in the receiving game, he evened it out, just not having a game there. Corey Davis, good game. Garrett Wilson did struggle a little bit. He did make some catches underneath, though. Elijah Moore, pretty quiet game. Like I said, Michael Carter made a lot of catches, just had that one bad play where he dropped a touchdown. Brees Hall, meh. Braxton Berrios just simply could not break a tackle, couldn't break free of anything. Tyler Conklin had a touchdown. C.J. Mosley and Quincy Williams, probably the best players on the defense. They really didn't let anything go in the run game. Jordan Whitehead, Quan Alexander, Michael Carter, and Sauce Gardner for most of the secondary. Of course, Quan Alexander is in the secondary. Quan Alexander didn't do a lot, but Michael Carter, Sauce Gardner, Jordan Whitehead overall did a pretty good job, but they got a lot of big plays. T.J. Reed got burned, but he got an interception. John Freakin Myers, really big impact helping out Jermaine Johnson. They were in a lot of stunts, a lot of chip plays. It worked out pretty well. Carl Lawson didn't do a lot. Same thing with LaMarcus Joyner. Jacob Martin had a half a sack, really helped out Jermaine Johnson again. But other than that, that's really it. And yeah, that's kind of it for that. So let's go right to the keys to the game recap. Okay, for this Ravens offense, I had them running the ball for over 200 yards. They certainly did not. Don't run Lamar more than 10 times. Did that very well. Take shots against Bryce Hall. Did that very well. Don't make any turnovers. They had one turnover towards the end of the game. It was a kind of a misread by Lamar. He did take a shot. Would have been a perfect throw. It was not a perfect throw. We'll get to that in a little while for another game. But they were able to win. I'll give them a plus. I don't think they did. I'll give them a plus. They got it done. I don't think they played very well, but they got it. Like I said, got it done. Ravens defense don't play press for any short yard situation. Did that well. Play extremely aggressive. Don't know if they played super aggressive. That's why they gave up so many yards. But they played pretty well. Play 6+ men in the box for most of the game. Did that pretty well. They just could not stop some of the shotgun runs they were playing, though. They played soft yards and coverage of long yard downs. Not great, but I guess so. I'll give them an underscore. I'll give them a plus because they were in the red zone. But it was more the Jets' offense fault for what they did. But they played decent, I guess. I got to give them an underscore. They didn't play, I'll be completely honest with you, they give a lot of yardage. Against better teams, that just won't happen. Let's get right to the Jets, though. Okay, for this Jets team, I had them, quick seconds. They actually did that pretty well. Other than Joe Flacco's bad interception, you know what? I got to give them an underscore because they were able to move the ball. Again, they did horrible in the red zone. Jets defense, get out of the field on third down. Pretty well doing that. And under 30 minutes possession time to win the line of scrimmage. They did, and they won the line of scrimmage. You know what, Jets fans? I'll give you an underscore. Well, I think you played a decent game. It's just like, you were able to move the football better than the Ravens. You were able to play better in the trenches against the Ravens. But again, the Jets offense just, if they were better in the red zone, they could have had a chance to win it. But overall, I think the Jets defense played well. A couple nuclear plays. I think that's, and the fact that the Jets offense could not convert in the red zone, that's the reason you guys lost that game. The defense really didn't play that bad, other than, like I said, a couple of nuclear plays. Let's get to the next recap, though.
We welcome you back inside Vancouver.
Baker Mayfield has given up without slinging it. And he's got a man, and it's Robbie Anderson, and that's a 75-yard lightning.
To win the hearts and minds of this fan base if he comes through right here. Good snap, good hold. Pinheiro is good. York to try to win the game. The kick.
Oh, look at
Has
this.
the distance, and Cade York wins it for Cleveland.
Yup, the Browns and Panthers. Man, this was a good game. Browns came out on top, though, 26-24, that game winner. Panthers battle came back from a 20-7 deficit, but just couldn't get it done. Jacoby Brissett, all facets, had a pretty good game. Some plays I was absolutely astonished he actually made those throws. But being completely honest, it could have been worse. Of course, a lot of highlights for this game. But Nick Chubb was a machine. Just machine. That's literally what I have to say. Kareem Hunt, pretty good on the ground. I'd say pretty good. And yeah, they were getting pretty creative with Anthony Schwartz too. Donovan Jones, very solid game for him. That's a good game because he's not always going to get deep over the top. He was able to prove that yesterday. Kareem Hunt's pretty good in the pass game, and they really didn't get a lot much more. When they passed the ball, it really was not deep whatsoever. They didn't take any shots. I think they could have took a couple more to Anthony Schwartz because he did get deep a couple times, kind of burning. Not Dante Jackson. No chance against Dante Jackson. But against guys like, I don't know, J.C. Horn, he kind of got deep on him a couple times. Defensively, though, John Johnson, pretty good game. Of course, kind of got coverage bust, but that was really it. Martin Emerson, whatever. Like, whatever. That's really all I have to say about him. He played okay. Myles Garrett, 2 sacks, played pretty well. JOK did struggle a little bit with covering CMC at times, but other than that, he played very well. Anthony Walker, decent game, covered the A-gaps really well. Garrett Delphin had an interception. That's really all I have to say about him. Didn't watch a lot more of him after that. Jacob Phillips, didn't watch much of him. Same thing with Alex Wright. Sione Taki had a tackle, and that was really it all, to be completely honest with you. Today, I kind of have a sack thing with Tommy Tagay. But that's really all I have to say about this kid. York forced that 58-yard game winner. Fantastic debut for him. Let's go over to the Panthers side. Baker, pretty good game, 16-27, 235 yards, TD interception. The interception was just a bad footwork, being completely honest. He had his foot and his arm leading to his front shoulder, being pointed behind the receiver, leading to that interception. Christian McCaffrey, not efficient, but he had a touchdown. I'm happy they didn't give him a ton of carries, being completely honest. Robbie Anderson had that touchdown that really kind of boosted up his numbers. Not that bad. DJ Moore was very quiet. Like, I would say he got completely open, but he didn't have his best game. Ian Thomas had a huge catch, his best catch of his play of his career, but other than that, didn't really do much. But yeah, good for Ian Thomas. Chris McCaffrey didn't get a lot of targets in the receiving. I'm happy about that. Again, it's the early part of the season. You don't want him getting hurt. Defensively, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, pretty impactful. Brian Burns should have had a sack, but he didn't. Frank LeVou, very good game. J.C. Horn struggled. Dante Jackson did not, again, he just doesn't get beat deep. Did struggle a little bit underneath, though. Xavier was a miscommunication in the secondary on the last drive, but other than that, fine. Shaq Thompson, usual game for him. C.J. Henderson and Damian Wilson both made impactful plays. Damian Wilson flew up the middle for a big sack. Henry Anderson, I guess, all the other guys didn't do much. Derek Brown had actually a pretty good game. He really helped clean up plays, and then Yetur Gross-Matos was able to get a couple of pressures. Really, other than that, not a lot happening. Andre Roberts had a couple good returns. Really, let's get right to the thing. Cleveland Browns offense rely on the running game. They did that well. Utilize Anthony Schwartz and Donovan Peoples-Jones downfield. They didn't do that. I'm not super surprised, but I wish they did. Amari Cooper, I don't even think he played, being completely honest. Did he play? Did he play? He had 3 catches? Yeah, they did not get on the ball enough. Yeah, that's a little concerning there. But whatever. Absolutely no long yard situations on our own territory. Yeah, they actually did pretty well there. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'll give them an underscore. They got the job done. Didn't they think they played that well, though? 4 sacks on Baker and have JOK cover. CMC did that well. Denzel Ward on DJ Moore. That worked really well. And have Jamie Clowney in one-on-one situations, advantage run fits, and pressure practice use. Not very well, but I guess they got it done. Myles Garrett needs to get a pick 6. He got 2 sacks. I'd say that maybe not as good as that, but pretty good game. Defensively, I'll give them a plus. I think they played very well. Maybe a couple better plays, but they definitely got the job done. That's a good grade for them. Let's get right to the Panthers side, though. Okay, for these Panthers, under 20 CMC touches, bang. Utilize CMC in the red zone, bang. Use Chuba Hubbard on goal line situations. I don't think they used him enough. Whatever. And true yardage situations. They didn't get a lot of those. Take 4 shots to Robbie Anderson. They got that done. Utilize Robbie Anderson's speed. Yes. Offensive line to control power of Browns defensive line by using zone run blocking on 3rd down. 3rd down zone run blocking doesn't really work well. I'll be completely honest with you in that game. It just didn't. Didn't work out well. I'll give them an underscore. I think they played okay. Could have had better plays, but they did wake up in that second half. Panthers defense stacked the box. They did that well. It didn't really work. I got to give them a minus. Don't think they were completely bad, though. I think they played well towards the end of the game. They limited the pass game, knew what they were going up against, just couldn't get it done in the end. That's why they lost. Let's get to the Colts and let's get to the next recap, though.
Back here at NRG Stadium, we get set for the Colts and the Houston Texans. Kickoff is just moments away.
Clock down to 3, they get it to Taylor, and Taylor into the end zone, spinning. Touchdown, Colts. Pittman inside the 5, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Colts.
And that will end the ball game. We will finish in a 20-20 tie in the opener.
Came for this Colts and Texans game, 20-20 tie. It was very, it was bad game at times, but it was pretty entertaining. Matt Ryan Had an interception, really limited to start the game, but he finally caught fire in that second half. They were down 20-3, I think. They came back, tying the Texans. Matt Ryan really came on, but they just couldn't get it done. John Taylor got a lot of carries. I think it's a little too much, but he had 161 yards and a touchdown. Like, really good game for him. Michael Pittman, very big game, very good game. 9 for 121 and a touchdown. Naheem Hines does what he does best. Ashton Nolan dropped a touchdown, but that was really it. Paris Campbell just didn't simply get a lot of targets, didn't really get open a lot. Molly Cox quiet game, and John Taylor had 4 catches, didn't do a lot with it. Quiddy Pay, 2 sacks, probably his best game of his career so far, being completely honest. Zero Franklin, good game. Kenny Moore got a little burnt. I'd say on the toast level, I'd give him like a 4 out of 10. So he's pretty So I'll give him like a 6 out of 10. So he's a little burnt. But yeah, Bobby Okereke, well, whatever. Garrett Grover Stewart, very impactful. And Rick Cross had like 2 tackles for loss, big game for him. EJ Speed, pretty good game. He had a sack, big sack actually. Brandon Face and the rest of his team. DeForest Buckner, Stephon Gilmore, whatever. Oh yeah, Stephon Gilmore had an interception. But then for the Texans, Davis Mills, very good game. Of course, had a couple mistakes, but was able to really be accurate and really hit throws downfield. Could not run the ball again. They just don't run the ball. Brandon Cooks, 7 catches, 82 yards. Pretty good game. O.J. Howard, 2 touchdowns. Really, no one else did a lot in the receiving game. Nico Collins struggled mightily on those outbreaking routes. Just couldn't run them fast enough or get it to the right spot. That's a couple of those incompletions. Jeff Briscoe had a 5-yard run, too. Kumu Grugier, big game with John Lewis. There was a guy where they heavily relied on them. Gerald Petrie, pretty good game. Got a little bit caught up in the run game at times. So, like, why he got beat a couple times. But, yeah. Desmond King, not good in the red zone, other than that, pretty good. Derek Stingley, good game for a debut. Steven Nelson, whatever. Jerry Hughes had a 2 sacks interception. I'd say pretty good playmaking game. Other than that, Jonathan Grenard was really quiet. They didn't really get much other than Kerry Hughes, being completely honest. Other than, like, Forrest Coomer, Grugier, and Jonathan Owens. And even Joe Petrie. But, yeah, that's kind of how they played. Really heavily relying on a couple guys. But I don't think that was that big game for Texans. Let's get right to the keys to the game recap. Okay, Colts offense, don't overkill JT. They did that, but whatever. Take shots on third down to Michael Pittman Jr. Now it's these shots and got the ball to him. Holding on Derek Stingley Jr., they didn't work out well. The O-line needs to get back to 2018-2024. I'd say they're pretty consistent, not great though. Don't have Matt Ryan sit back and throw 20-plus times. They didn't get that done, but Matt Ryan played pretty well. I'll give them a plus. They came back, but for the start of the game, they just didn't get it done. Close defense, run more nickel packages. To compensate for Shaquille Leonard being out there. They're going to do that anyway. I forgot about that. Texans did not run the ball. The D-line needs to be focused on putting Davis Mills on his butt. That's correct. Incorrect, camera. There we go. They didn't really focus on that. They actually focused on stopping the run. They did that well. Stephon Gilmore on the island with Brandon Cooks, pretty well. He did that. He didn't get a ton of playing time against him the whole game, though. Julian Blackman needs to reliable over the top. Other than that, nuclear play against, who the heck was it? Brandon Cooks. He played pretty well. Defensively wise, I'll give him a plus. I think they played well, but it wasn't great. Texans, grades now. Okay, for the Texans, run the ball with volume start of the game. Did that, but they didn't really run it well. Play action rhythm with the running game, they did that, but it didn't get going. Take shots downfield, did that. And, of course, Damian Pierce needs to get the ball in any which way. They didn't really get to do that because he kind of was just taken out of the game. Take advantage of Shaquille Leonard being out with Mr. Extra Counters. Didn't really do that well. But overall, against offense and underscore, they really did struggle towards the end of the game. But, again, they were okay, I guess. Texans defense. Okay, focus on stopping JT. They did do that, but it didn't really work well. Roy Lopez and Lee Collins need to create more penetration against Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson. Didn't do that well either. And as well, press Alex Pierce to make him win with speed. He did not do that. Honestly, defensively, I'll give them a plus one. Good. I think they played well. Coach just ran, I guess, at the end of the game, being completely honest with you. Let's get to the next recap.
It's the first ever Washington Commanders game.
From the 25-yard line, Wentz goes back at it, and it's intercepted in a crowd. Oh, it's Trayvon Walker, his first NFL game. The pitch, James Robinson. That's a Jacksonville touchdown. Once again, an injury-plagued season last year. He only got into 6 games. Wentz, deep draw pressure on, gets rid of it. Sideline throw. He's got 10. Washington Commanders. Jacksonville defense, they do bring extra pressure, and Wentz is protected for the end zone, and Dotson, he holds it in! Here, and Lawrence on the run, throwing it deep, and intercepted. Did he stay?
Our next game, we got the Jags and Commanders recap. Commanders won 28-22. It was a fantastic game. Trevor Lawrence, all facets, probably one of the best, if not the best game of his career so far. 24 of 42, 275 yards, 1 touchdown, interception. Being completely honest, I didn't get to watch the whole recap of this game on the highlights or some of the film breakdown that I got. But I gotta admit, I watched most of this game. That's part of the reason I haven't gotten to it, because I knew I watched some of it too. Trevor Lawrence still looked really poised in the pocket. I liked how he played, of course, that interception in the game. Desperate throw. Could have been better at some points in the game, but overall than that, he was very good. James Robinson, Travis Etienne, very, very good. James Robinson got, fantastic. Christian Kirk, very, very good game. Zay Jones, good underneath guy. Marvin Jones, I guess he made some clutch kisses. That's really it, and that's really all they got. James Robinson had a touchdown. 2 touchdowns, actually. Defensively, Devin Lloyd, very good first game. For obviously a little not good pass coverage, but again, he makes tackles. Andre Cisco, pretty good. Trayvon Walker, what a debut. Sack, interception, almost had a pick 6, but if it didn't get tackled there. Josh Allen, kind of quiet, but he did help with Trayvon Walker a lot, getting a lot of double teams and really helping out there. Shaquille Griffin actually got a pressure, but other than that, he did nothing. The rest of these guys, I mean, Tyson Campbell had an interception. Darius Williams played pretty well, but other than that, like I said, nothing. Then you get to the other side, the Commanders. Carson Wentz, yeah, he had 2 interceptions, but other than those 2 plays, one of them wasn't even that bad of an interception. He played fantastic, 313 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't know what else to say. Antonio Gibson made it work on the ground. That's really it. Antonio Gibson, very good in the receiving game though. Terry McLaurin had 2 catches for 58 yards, touchdown. Didn't get open a lot, but he did when it counted. Jahan Dotson, again, same thing as Terry McLaurin, but he was clutch. Curtis Cable, probably the best overall game by the receivers though, very fluent. Logan Thomas made 2 pretty big catches, and other than that, I guess he had another catch. Jamie McKissick pretty targeted a couple times. Amari Rodgers had 1 catch, big catch actually. William Jackson just did not have a good game. I'll be completely honest with you, but he did make the tackles there. Derek Forrest had a big play. Patriots St. just 4 tackles. Kind of 3 tackles. Didn't really get burned whatsoever. Jonathan, I think he's out for a while. If I'm not wrong. He looked like he was dying. Or was that someone else? Yeah, so he might not play next week, but it is a little concerning there. The rest of the team, Jason Williams didn't really step in, but Duran Payne did have a sack. The interior really helped him out there, but yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about this. Let's get right to the keys of the game. Gave this Jags offense, I wanted the 15 plus touches to Travis Etienne. They didn't get that done, but James Robinson did get used. Trevor Lawrence needed to be consistent on operating routes, just didn't get done a ton of points. But he was pretty good. He did hit a lot of inside routes, what I expected. Montez Sweat did get double teamed a lot. Don't target Christian when Kendall Fuller is on him. They did that very well. Always be aware of Jonathan Allen. They did, but he didn't sell a sack. Run 10 more screens to show the D-line. The Commanders take advantage of the faulty pursuit of Jamin Davis and David Mayo. Pretty well they did that. I'll give them an underscore. I think they played well for their first game of the season, but I'll give them a plus. They played well. Jags defense, pressure Carson Wentz did that pretty well. Double Terry McLaurin, yep. Stuff the run game and shotgun, whatever. And don't let Jaden McKinnon throw down to depth. They didn't let him do that. Overall, the Jags defense, again, I'll give them an underscore. I think they played okay, but they just couldn't get it done at the end of the game. Let's get to the Commander side now. Okay, for the Commanders, target John Dotson and enemy routes, including corner routes, on 3rd down. Bang. Carson Wentz just doesn't make any stupid play when he gets sacked. Did that well. Double Josh Allen, no. But yeah, Charles Leno has to have a flag for 2018. Didn't do that well. But overall, I think they got to give this 3 X's for this offense. I got to give them a 2X. But they played very well, in my opinion. I think it's 2 times plus, pretty good. Commanders, fresh Trevor Lawrence, 70% of drivers. Didn't get that good, but they're pretty good. Havo cover the A-backs and good gap control. Didn't do a lot, but he was decent. Antonio Gibson. Why did I say Antonio Gibson? Just take that out of here. Why would I put that? Oh yeah, 3 most forced fumbles and sacks. Did not get that done, but they were pretty. They had a pretty good game. Let's get right to the next game though. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Oh yeah, forgot to give them something. I don't know. Underscore whatever. They played okay.
Jalen Hurts took the Philadelphia Eagles to the playoffs a season ago, while Jared Goff tries to meet the elevated Detroit expectations. And a standing room only crowd greets the...
Under pressure, Goff hit as he throws. It was deflected by Kaiser White, and James Bradbury has his first Philadelphia pick.
Nice stick.
3rd and short. Goff up in the air. It is caught! Touchdown, DJ Chark. Quarterback sneak. Jalen Hurts trying to go over the top and seemingly looks like he has it.
Okay, the Eagles beat the Lions 38-35, but remember this game was a little bit of blowout. Of course, the Lions came back and made it a game. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, pretty good game. I don't think he did anything special, but he didn't do anything bad, I guess. Nothing really to complain about. Miles Sanders, very, very good game. I had a touchdown finally. Jalen Hurts, very, very good game on the ground. Maybe ran it a couple too many times, but he ran the ball well. Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott got the job done. Okay, A.J. Brown had one of his best games of his career because he was absolutely torching corners. But in the red zone when he got tight, when those route running skills came in, did not do well. But yeah, he had a very good game. Dallas Goedert threw big catches like I expected. Other than that, really no one got open. Like, Devontae Smith, the offense, he really struggled, like, mightily against Amani Oruwariye. They didn't have an A.J. Brown. They wanted, like, Jeff Okudah go against him. That did not work out a ton really well. But yeah, Marcus Epps, 8 tackles, pretty good game. T.J. Edwards, very good game. Chauncey Gardner made pretty good games. Plays coverage. I don't really know what else to say about there, though. Darius Slay, big play Slay, made a couple plays. Kaiser White, Josh Sweat, put pretty good games. They only had, like, 1 sack, but that's the only problem there. Javon Hargrave didn't do anything. Same thing with Melvin Williams. Avonte Maddox had a tackle. That's all I have to say about there. James Bradbury had a pick 6, so he had a good game. That's kind of how it works, unless he got burnt like toast, which he did. Jordan Davis, not quite debut. Same thing with Hassan Reddick for an Eagle. Didn't do a lot. That's really it. Yeah. Then for the Lions, though, Jared Goff had that pick 6, and he really struggled to start the game, but he got into a groove and really played pretty well towards the end of the game. Jamal Williams was your typical power back, 11 for 20 and 2 touchdowns. That's what I expect from a power back. DeAndre Swift ran the ball super duper well. He's not a volume runner, but he is a very good with average. He's a very good consistent runner. Or he's an efficient runner. I'm not say Brown really struggled, being completely honest with you, but he did have 8 catches and a touchdown. T.J. Shark had a big touchdown toward the end of the game. They really did that for a bit. T.J. Hawkinson, quiet, but he was a very good blocker. That's really it. Josh Reynolds had 1 big catch. Tracy Walker had a sack and 8 tackles, just was your typical box safety. Jeff Okudah did not play really well against A.J. Brown, but he was able to make tackles, so I'll give him that. Alexander Deloney, pretty good in run defense, but he did get caught in a couple of he got caught misreading some plays. Deshaun Elliott, Charles Harris, both didn't do a lot, being completely honest with you. But Malcolm Rodriguez had a pretty big game. Amani Oruwariye, again, played very well. Will Harris, whatever. Other than that, that's really all I have to say there. Okay, for the Eagles offense, it's 10 plus targets to A.J. Brown to both Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown played really well, Devontae Smith not really. Take advantage of Dallas Goedert on 3rd down. Bang. Jalen Hurts has to throw over the middle. Didn't do that really well, but whatever. And always win by running the ball like they did last year. Yup, they ran the ball kind of semi like they did last year. They ran the ball really well, obviously. I'll give them 3 times plus. They played well. Eagles defense control the line of scrimmage. Now whatever, they didn't do that really well. Dictate the Lions calls sometimes. Abuse the Lions receivers. Yes, and 5 plus sacks and 3 plus first round. Not even close to that. So, I got them in there. I'll give them an underscore. They didn't play absolutely dog water, but they didn't play good. Lions, that's the Lions. Okay, but the Lions did run the ball for over 200 yards. They got close to that, actually, but didn't get it done. So, yeah, they ran the ball really well, though. Don't let Jordan Davis and the Creepies did that well. Finley was just done. I'm going to only got him the ball. Johnson needs to show up in the run game, not just passing game. Yup. Jared Goff can't overwhelm if there was a down by a touchdown. I mean, I guess, but the game kind of got uncompetitive when it was down by 17. He got a little bit overwhelmed, being completely honest with you. Overall, because offensive plus, though, I think they played pretty well, but again, they came back in the end to just show the fight, so I'll give them that. But they get a little overwhelmed. Lions defense had Alexander Long spy, Jalen Hurts the whole game, didn't do that well. Aiden Hutchinson and Jordan Core 4 for sacks, not even close to that. Double A.J. Brown and half of Amani Oruwariye forced A.J. Brown to beat him with his route running. In the red zone, they did that, but again, they had Jeff Okudah on him because he's more of a physical corner. So for that reason, I honestly think this defense played pretty well. Got to give him an underscore, but again, they could not really defend the run. And A.J. Brown was pretty good at making catches. But yeah, let's get to the next recap.
Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints getting set to face Marcus Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons. 31-yard connection. Winston on 1st and goal to the end zone. Touchdown, Michael Thomas. Winston throws, end zone, touchdown. Timeouts, trailing by 2. Winston with loads of time, fires downfield, and Landry makes a spectacular catch. Will Lutz from 51 to give New Orleans the lead. It is good.
Oh boy, what a game this was. Saints came back down 26-10 to beat the Falcons. Of course, the Falcons choked, but they were only down up by 2 scores, so kinda, but it was a big choke. Jameis Winston, pretty good game, really good game actually. But he was really conservative to start the game. Just didn't really get the ball well. Of course, he isn't as athletic as he used to be, but he still got the job done. 23-34, 269, 2 touchdowns, really clutch. Taysom Hill had a drive where it was the Taysom Hill show. 2 carries, like 68 yards and touchdown. He had one huge run though. Alvin Kamara got like 9 carries. That's just, yeah. And Mark Ingram and Jameis Winston, whatever. Jarvis Landry had a huge game. Michael Thomas had a very clutch game. But isn't really going to have that many catches per se, but very good game. H.J. looked like burnt toast because of him. Jawan Johnson, good game actually. Chris Olave had 3 great catches. That's really it. Alvin Kamara did not get enough fantasy points, to put it that way. Pete Warner, good game, but again, just didn't do well in pass coverage. That's why it's so many tackles. Marcus May, actually struggled a little bit playing over top against some of those receivers. Of course, had that big flag, but was pretty good. Tyrann Mathieu really kind of lost his emotion. That's basically what I got to say about him. Cameron Jordan, quiet game, but he did get the job done. Demar Davis didn't make any of those big plays you see him, but he got it done. Bradley Roby really came up in clutch time. Marshall Lattimore didn't do a lot, but covered pretty well. Carl Grannis and P.J. Williams, whatever. Yeah, that's kind of it. And then for the Falcons, though, Mariota, whatever. Mariota game, 20-33, 215 yards. Not very accurate and just doesn't go for a lot of yards. Cordell Patterson, Marcus Mariota, they ran the ball extremely well, though. Drake London, 5 catches, 74 yards, pretty good game. All he made is 4 for 49, pretty good. Receiving-wise, no one really had that many big of a game, but Drake London did a pretty strong debut. Richie Grant, pretty good game, didn't get burned over the top a lot. Jalen Hawkins, good in the red zone, that's really it. Michael Walker had a sack, good for him. A.J. Terrell, of course, just was burnt toast. He did not have a good game. So basically, the 3 best corners in the NFL did not have good debuts, season debuts. Rashawn Evans, 3 tackles, whatever. Grady Jarrett had a big game, 1.5 sacks. Arnold Ebiketie and Lorenzo Carter, pretty good. Then the Kongabo, Ogundenji, pretty good game. Other than that, that's really it. Okay, for the Saints offense, no turnovers, spread the football out. Yup. 5 big plays. Yup. No James Winston turnovers. Yup. I'll give them 3 times X, but the fact they just didn't get much going to start the game is why I only can give them that. Stuff to run and keep Mariota in the pocket. Their defense, no offense, played like a bad defense. I'll give them a minus because, no offense, the Falcons offense should not have ran the ball like they did against you. Being like against a better team like next week when you're playing the Bucs, you're gonna lose the game. You're not coming back. Their defense did not play well. Yeah, you could play well till the end of the game. They should have played like that the whole game. They're supposed to play like that. You know, I'll be nice. I'll give them an underscore. They didn't play well though, in my opinion. I think they could have played better. Say the Falcons. Okay, somehow find a way to sustain drives through the air. Didn't do that. They just ran the ball well. Give Tyler Algier 10+ touches. No. I honestly think I'll give them a plus because they're going against that good of a defense. Yeah, they didn't do crap towards the end of the game. They choked. But I don't think they played that bad. Falcons defense. Reasons lost because you're the worst defense in the NFL. But you played well in the first half, so I'll give you an underscore. Good job, Falcons defense. You didn't play bad the whole entire game. Let's get to the next recap.
The Bears and the 49ers. It's the NFL on Fox. Welcome to Soldier Field, where the NFL season begins.
It's up in the backfield for the first time. And gets chopped down. The ball comes out, and the Bears are on top of it. Lance in trouble and sacks. Dominique Robinson, the rookie, with the first of his career. Up front, able to collapse the pocket. Fields keeps it alive as a wide open Pettis. And now Pettis down the sideline and in.
Well, look at that picture of Justin Fields right there. I think that tells you the whole game. Yeah, Bears upset 19-10 over the Niners. Trey Lance was absolutely horrible. Awful. Like, awful. He had jittery feet. So, terrible game. Bad game. Yeah, stats. Yeah, he threw the ball for a couple yards, but that's really it. They ran the ball well, just didn't do it enough. Yeah, they actually ran the ball well. I know. Elijah Mitchell only got 6 carries, but I think he got hurt. Yeah, Jeff Wilson, not their guy right now. Just not as explosive as Elijah Mitchell. Juwan Jennings really the only guy who did anything in the receiving game. Deebo Samuel really sucked. I'll put it that way. Ray McDonald, Brandon Ayuk, they didn't get enough completions. And they didn't have Quick Kittle. So yeah, Toluga Funga, probably the only guy in this defense I think could play a good game, but they didn't really push the ball downfield a lot. Fred Warner played one pass coverage is really it. Nick Bosa had a sack. Same thing with Samson Ebukam. I don't think this defense actually played that well. They gave up that one touchdown. They're not great in the running game, but I don't think they played that well. But then for the Bears, Justin Fields only threw the ball any incompletions, but they still won the game through 2 touchdowns. Got it done. Really, that's about it. They didn't run the ball that well. Didn't play great. They just did. They got it done. Yeah, Dante Pettis had that one big touchdown. Incredible play from Justin Fields. They got it done defensively though. Dang. Roquan Smith probably his best game of the past 2 seasons. Kyler Gordon, good debut. Demetrius Robinson, he got dominated a couple times by Trent Williams. But when he was on the other side against Mike Glitch, good game. 109 sacks. Really good game for you. Eddie Jackson, best game I've seen from him in a while. I'm saying like 3 years. Big interception, good game for him. Other than that, though, everyone really played well, got the job done. This defense played very well. Okay, the 49ers just didn't run the ball enough, but they still ran the ball pretty well. Trailing at 60% completion time, didn't even get close to that. And get the ball to both Debo and Ayuk. They tried to, it didn't really work well. This offense gets a 3x minus. I don't think it's the worst game I've seen from one offense, but it was not good whatsoever. 49ers defense will give up less than 14 points, no, and win. They just didn't. 6 plus sacks, no. But I'll be completely honest with you, I don't think they played that bad. I'll give them a minus, though. You know, I'll give them an underscore, because statistically and on the field, they actually kind of dominated them. It's just the fact they gave that one bad play. That's the reason they lost. Let's get to the Bears, though. Okay, for the Bears, quick passes. Yup, run the ball for over 200 yards and at least 3 Ds on the ground. No. Theodore Johnson gets step up. I don't think he even played. But for the Bears offense, I'll give them an underscore because they played decently. But yeah, the reason they won is because this is their defense. Their defense gets 5x plus. I don't think that's going to be anything sustainable, but it's a week 1 win. Anything can happen week 1. Let's get to the, I don't even know. This game's crazy. Let's get right to it, though. Next recap.
The NFL on CBS coming to you today from Cincinnati.
Badly.
Once again, the snap was high. Fires. Intercepted. Picked off at a pick 6. Minka Fitzpatrick is an absolute ball hawk.
We either win or we tie. Just like week 18. You have to make the field goal and the Steelers make the playoffs. The kick is up. Oh my God, it went through. It's good. Oh my God. The Steelers have won. We have somehow won through 17 billion shades of bullshit. And the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. I have no idea how. I have no idea why. But the Pittsburgh Steelers have done it. We have somehow done it. We strapped life from death itself at least 15 fucking times.
Okay, guys. Steelers and Bengals recap. Let's go. Okay, so we got Mitch Trubisky, obviously, starting. Final score, 23-20. Final overtime. Steelers go to 1-0. Bengals go to 0-1. Remember back to last year, Bengals lost 25-22 on a game winner to the Packers. Both teams could not have field goals. I don't even know where to start, being completely honest here. Mitch Trubisky, though, 21-38, 194 yards, touchdown. He was pretty good. Didn't do a ton, I'll be completely honest with you. Pretty sloppy footwork, but he got the job done in the end. They ran the ball somewhat. Yeah, they didn't really run the ball well. Ty Bryan with a pretty good game. 5 catches, 75 yards. Did a huge catch in the overtime. Deontay Johnson had the best catch of the week, maybe even of the season. That was an incredible catch. Of course, you saw that play of the day. Zach Gentry, 2 big catches. Chase Claypool, whatever. Dante Harris really did struggle, but he did have a touchdown. Minka Fitzpatrick, in terms of consistency, he was awful. In coverage, he was terrible. But he did have a pick 6, did have a huge block punt, and he made some big plays in coverage in that overtime. So that's what you get there. Miles Jack played very well. Alex Highsmith had 3 sacks. He's hurt, though. I think he might actually be okay, though. I don't know for sure. Akella Witherspoon, interception, 6 tackles. Very good. TJ Watt, interception, sack, 6 tackles. He has a torn pectoral muscle, though, so he might be out for the rest of the season. Big loss for them. Terrell Edmonds, big game. Roberts playing pretty good game. I think he actually might step up as well. Larry Ogunjobi and Cam Hayward both were good, but Cam Hayward actually is hurt, I think, too. Arthur Mallett, sack, whatever, he was decent. Devin Bush Jr. didn't do a ton, but I don't think he played bad. Cameron Sutton played very well. Theo Wallace didn't play that great, but he was able to shut down Jamar Chase at points, so that's good. Other than that, really what you got, but huge win for the Steelers, obviously. Then on the Bengals side, Joe Burrow, he threw for 338 yards, he had 4 interceptions. And then, how many sacks did they have? Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sacks. Yeah, that's a lot of sacks. But 4 interceptions for Joe Burrow. He was really bad to start the game. But again, came back. He's really clutch. They just couldn't get it done. Kicker. Joe Mixon wasn't very efficient. Not really yet, though. Jamar Chase, pretty good game. 10 for 129, touchdown for his standard. Joe Mixon, good through the air, though. Make it up for his inefficiency on the ground. Hayden Hurst, whatever. Yeah, that's how I'll put it. He had a nice catch, though. Tyler Boyd, 4 catches, 33 yards, touchdown. Typical game for him. T. Higgins just did not play well. Mike Allen had 8 tackles, did get burned a little. Logan Wilson was burnt toast, but he was able to play well in the run game. Jacoby Woozy, a pretty good game, not anything special, though. Trey Hendrickson and B.J. Hill and DJ Reader and Sam Hubbard could have played better. Even though B.J. Hill had the sack, he just did not look great against some of those interior offensive linemen. And one thing, hats off to that Steelers offensive line. They held their own against this Bengals front. Jermaine Pratt, normal game for me, he's very reliable. Eli Apple actually didn't play that bad. Von Bell, whatever. Jesse Bates, whatever. That's really what you got there. McPherson 2 for 3. He missed, he missed an extra point too. But that's kind of what you get here, guys. North Dakota keys the game, but yeah, this was definitely the best game of Sunday. 23-20 was your final overtime. Big upset. Okay, now for our keys to the game recap. For the Steelers offense, keep Najee Harris under 20 touches. They did that, but he just didn't play well. 5 plays, Mitch Trubisky runs. They didn't get that, so that's a little disappointing. But high percentage completion downfield very well. Daniel Johnson and Kelly Chase have to combine for over 200 yards. They didn't get that done. Both get this offense a plus. I think they played well. They could have played better, but they played well. Show the country that you're the best defense in the NFL for the Steelers. Defense, 5 plus sacks, 2 plus turnovers, under 20 points. Under 20 points, the only thing they missed. This is the best defensive performance, you could say, of the week. 10x plus, that's the reason they won the game. They were phenomenal. Let's get to the Bengals. Okay, if this Bengals offense avoid long yard situations by focusing on the run game and ball with volume. They tried that, but this didn't work. 20 plus total targets, Jamar Chase, Stevens, Tyler Boyd. I think they got that many. Prove the offensive line it can hold up 3 or less sacks. And just know, I'm a little disappointed. I have to give them a 3x minus, but they were obviously able to. But we got to expect that from this Bengals team now. With Joe Burrow, he's a very good quarterback, and he just had a bad day, being completely honest with you. But they could not run the ball, and this offensive line is it doesn't seem any better, being completely honest with you. But, of course, they didn't put themselves in good situations. They never do that. That's why there's so many sacks. Focus on finesse, as the Steelers don't have the firepower to just blow by you. That's not true, but whatever. 4 plus sacks. Didn't get that done. In the corner, Jesse Bates need to be aggressive on favorable situations. They really weren't that aggressive, but I don't think they were that bad. Being completely honest, I think they played okay. They didn't play great. They didn't play bad. It was kind of like this Bengals offense against the Steelers defense was what you wanted to watch. The Bengals defense against the Steelers offense wasn't that great, being completely honest with you. Let's get to the next recap, though.
CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Roll, caught, touchdown, Carter, what a grab!
And downfield, caught with a back pedal, touchdown! Gerald Everett, the tight end.
Erwin James, corner, Adams, touchdown!
Okay, Chargers and Raiders recap. Chargers won 24-19 over the Raiders. It was a really good game, being completely honest with you. Of course, Raiders, Derek Carr, threw 3 interceptions. I'll tell you this. Basically, my recap of the game is Derek Carr had some nuclear plays. He made a throw to Devontae Adams. It was intercepted. But if Aaron Rodgers made that threw that ball, it would have been caught because he's just better. That's the difference. That throw, if you look at it, that one of his interceptions, look at all 3 of them. The one on the deep ball that was pickoff, triple coverage, that would be a touchdown if that was Aaron Rodgers. That's just the difference. I think that's what you got there. Of course, he still had a pretty good game, but 3 interceptions, you can't get it done. Got sacked a couple times, too. Josh Jacobs, very, very efficient. I like what I saw from him. Just didn't give it to him enough. Devontae Adams, big game, but again, he could have been better, being even better than he was. Pretty big game, though. 10 for 141, a touchdown. Darren Waller, good game, 4 for 79. Was a little inconsistent, but he got the job done. 100 run for was super limited. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Jonathan Abram, same old self. Max Crosby struggled to actually get converted, but he had like 15 pressures, something ridiculous like that. Nate Hobbs, good game though. I think he played well. Rakasi, not so much. Got a little bit toasted. Devon Diablo, whatever, he was okay. Gion Brown struggled in coverage, really struggled with gap control, but he was able to make the tackles. Bill Nicholas, whatever. Andrew Billings, same thing. Denzel Perriman played decent. That's really all I have to say. Trayvon Moehrig actually played pretty well. And then for the Chargers, Justin Herbert, big day in terms of overall. 26-34, 279, 3 touchdowns. I mean, I wouldn't actually expect that from him, but he's very good. Austin Eckler could not run the ball, but he caught the ball pretty well. 4 for 36. Keenan Allen 4 for 66. DeAndre Carter 3 for 66 and a touchdown. Jared Everett 3 for 54 and a touchdown. Really spread out really well. That's why he didn't have a ton of yards, but a pretty good game. Derwin James 6 tackles and a sack, big game. Khalil Mack 3 sacks. I mean, that's all you need to know. Sonny Samuel Jr. and Drew Tranquil really played outstanding coverage. But Nasir Adderley, I mean, he was okay. I actually didn't think Joe Bosa played to his full potential, but he did have 1.5 sacks, so I got to give him that. They had 3, 4, 6 sacks, with Bryce Callahan also having an interception. So overall, defensively for the Chargers, good game. Really got a lot of turnovers. Okay, now for this keys to the game recap. Derek Carr to Devontae Adams needs to come through at the end of the game. That just didn't happen. Josh Jacobs needs to do 20 plus attempts. Just no. And use 100 runs on third down. They tried, didn't work. Darren Waller had favorable situations. I think that was really the only one. I'll give him an underscore. I think they played okay, but definitely could have been better. Played 2 high stages and 60% of snaps. Actually, yeah, they weren't a ton of big plays. Don't let Clean Out be the man in the intermediate part of the field. That happened. I'll give them an underscore again. I don't think they played bad, but again, just did not play up to standard. It didn't help that the Raiders' offense, that was like, meh. Okay, guys, for the Chargers, we got Austin Eckler, 20 plus touches. Justin Herbert needs to take shots downfield to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. I mean, 20 plus touches, Austin Eckler. They didn't get that many, but like he didn't have that great of a game. And take shots to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. They didn't really have that. But don't dink and dunk down the field. They actually did get that well. They actually embraced it. I'll give them a plus there. I think they played pretty well. This Chargers defense, though, tripled Devontae Adams and set underneath it until the 100 runs. Good job there. And efficientness, the efficientness of Josh Jacobs didn't do that well. So I gotta give him an underscore there. Let's go to the. Yeah, there we go. Let's get to the next preview.
In Tennessee. Brightwell, a yard deep, will be first down. Saquon Barkley to the sideline. Barkley tiptoeing down the sideline, and here comes the speed. Barkley shoved out of bounds near the 20 by Kevin Byard.
The backfield to see man or zone. They got zone.
Here's Barkley, picks his way into the end zone, head over heel.
Front 7.
Open, Shepard all alone. Shepard breaks a tackle and into the end zone. Sterling Shepard is on the way. He missed it to the left, and the Giants leave a season opener for the first.
Okay, Chargers and Raiders recap. Chargers won 24-19 over the Raiders. It was a really good game, being completely honest with you. Of course, Raiders, Derek Carr, 3 interceptions. I'll tell you this. Basically, my recap of the game is Derek Carr had some nuclear plays. He made a throw to Devontae Adams. It was intercepted. But if Aaron Rodgers made that threw that ball, it would have been caught because he's just better. That's the difference. That throw, if you look at it, that one of his interceptions, look at all 3 of them. The one on the deep ball that was pickoff, triple coverage, that would be a touchdown if that was Aaron Rodgers. That's just the difference. I think that's what you got there. Of course, he had a pretty good game, but 3 interceptions, you can't get it done. Got sacked a couple times, too. Josh Jacobs, very, very efficient. I like what I saw from him. Just didn't give it to him enough. Devontae Adams, big game, but again, he could have been better, being even better than he was. Pretty big game, though. 10 for 141, a touchdown. Darren Waller, good game, 4 for 79. Was a little inconsistent, but he got the job done. 100 run for super limited. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Jonathan Abram, same old self. Max Crosby struggled to actually get converted, but he had like 15 pressures, something ridiculous like that. Nate Hobbs, good game though. I think he played well. Rakasi, not so much. Got a little bit toasted. Devon Diablo, whatever, he was okay. Jaylen Brown struggled in coverage, really struggled with gap control, but he was able to make the tackles. Bill Nichols, whatever. Andrew Billings, same thing. Denzel Perriman played decent. That's really all I'd say. Trayvon Moehrig actually played pretty well. And then for the Chargers, Justin Herbert, big day in terms of overall. 26-34, 279, 3 touchdowns. I mean, I wouldn't actually expect that from him, but he's very good. Austin Eckler could not run the ball, but he caught the ball pretty well. 4 for 36. Keenan Allen 4 for 66. DeAndre Carter 3 for 66 and a touchdown. Jared Everett 3 for 54 and a touchdown. Really spread out really well. That's why he didn't have a ton of yards, but a pretty good game. Derwin James 6 tackles and a sack, big game. Khalil Mack 3 sacks. I mean, that's all you need to know. Sonny Samuel Jr. and Drew Tranquil really played outstanding coverage, but Nasir Adderley, I mean, he was okay. I actually didn't think Joe Bosa played to his full potential, but he did have 1.5 sacks, so I got to give him that. They had 3, 4, 6 sacks, with Bryce Callahan also having an interception. So overall, defensively for the Chargers, good game. Really got a lot of turnovers. Okay, now for this case of the game recap. Derek Carr to Devontae Adams needs to come through at the end of the game. That just didn't happen. Josh Jacobs needs to 20 plus attempts. Just no. And use 100 runs on third down. They tried, didn't work. Darren Waller, favorable situations. I think that was really the only one. I'll give him an underscore. I think they played okay, but definitely could have been better. Played 2 high stages and 60% of snaps. Actually, yeah, they weren't a ton of big plays. Don't let Cleveland be the man in the intermediate part of the field. That happened. I'll give them an underscore again. I don't think they played bad, but again, just did not play up to standard. It didn't help that the Raiders' offense, that was like, meh. Okay, guys, for the Chargers, we got Austin Eckler, 20 plus touches. Justin Herbert needs to take shots downfield to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. I mean, 20 plus touches to Austin Eckler. They didn't get that many, but like he didn't have that great of a game. And take shots to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. They didn't really have that. But don't dink and dunk down the field. They actually did get that well. They actually embraced it. I'll give them a plus there. I think they played pretty well. This Chargers defense, though, triple Devontae Adams and sit underneath it until the 100 run field. Good job there. And efficientness, the efficientness of Josh Jacobs didn't do that well. So I gotta give him an underscore there. Let's go to the. Yeah, there we go. Let's get to the next preview.
Big welcome as week 1 continues here in Arizona, Kansas City taking on the Cardinals.
Some trouble there at the corner position.
2nd and goal. He lofts it to the end zone, and it is caught by Kelsey for the touchdown. For the touchdown, it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire, another brilliant design.
200 yards in the first half.
He is gifted. So is this guy.
Yeah.
He finds Sky Moore.
Okay, Chargers and Raiders recap. Chargers won 24-19 over the Raiders. It was a really good game, being completely honest with you. Of course, Raiders, Derek Carr, threw 3 interceptions. I'll tell you this. Basically, my recap of the game is Derek Carr had some nuclear plays. He made a throw to Devontae Adams. It was intercepted. But if Aaron Rodgers made that threw that ball, it would have been caught because he's just better. That's the difference. That throw, if you look at it, at one of his interceptions, look at all 3 of them. The one on the deep ball that was pickoff, triple coverage, that would be a touchdown if that was Aaron Rodgers. That's just the difference. I think that's what you got there. Of course, he still had a pretty good game, but 3 interceptions, you can't get it done. Got sacked a couple times, too. Josh Jacobs, very, very efficient. I like what I saw from him. Just didn't give it to him enough. Devontae Adams, big game, but again, he could have been better, being even better than he was. Pretty big game, though. 10 for 141, a touchdown. Darren Waller, good game, 4 for 79. Was a little inconsistent, but he got the job done. 100 run for super limited. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Taylor Abram, same old self. Max Crosby struggled to actually get converted, but he had like 15 pressures, something ridiculous like that. Nate Hobbs, good game though. I think he played well. Rakasi, not so much. Got a little bit toasted. Devon Diablo, whatever, he was okay. Jaylen Brown struggled in coverage, really struggled with gap control, but he was able to make the tackles. Bill Nichols, whatever. Andrew Billings, same thing. Denzel Perriman played decent. That's really all I'd say. Trayvon Moehrig actually played pretty well. And then for the Chargers, Justin Herbert, big day in terms of overall. 26-34, 279, 3 touchdowns. I mean, I wouldn't actually expect that from him, but he's very good. Austin Eckler could not run the ball, but he caught the ball pretty well. 4 for 36. Keenan Allen 4 for 66. DeAndre Carter 3 for 66 and a touchdown. Jared Everett 3 for 54 and a touchdown. Really spread out really well. That's why he had that. He didn't have a ton of yards, but a pretty good game. Derwin James 6 tackles and a sack, big game. Khalil Mack 3 sacks. I mean, that's all you need to know. Sonny Samuel Jr. and Drew Tranquil really played outstanding coverage, but Nasir Adderley, I mean, he was okay. I actually didn't think Joe Bosa played to his full potential, but he did have 1.5 sacks, so I got to give him that. They had 3, 4, 6 sacks, with Bryce Callahan also having an interception. So overall, defensively for the Chargers, good game. Really got a lot of turnovers. Okay, now for this case of the game recap. Derek Carr to Devontae Adams needs to come through at the end of the game. That just didn't happen. Josh Jacobs needs to 20 plus attempts. Just no. And use 100 runs on third down. They tried, didn't work. Darren Waller, favorable situations. I think that was really the only one. I'll give them an underscore. I think they played okay, but definitely could have been better. Played 2 high stages and 60% of snaps. Actually, yeah, they weren't a ton of big plays. Don't let Cleveland be the man in the intermediate part of the field. That happened. I'll give them an underscore again. I don't think they played bad, but again, just did not play up to standard. It didn't help that the Raiders' offense, that was like, meh. Okay, guys, for the Chargers, we got Austin Eckler, 20 plus touches. Justin Herbert needs to take shots downfield to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. I mean, 20 plus touches to Austin Eckler. They didn't get that many, but like he didn't have that great of a game. And take shots to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. They didn't really have that. But don't dink and dunk down the field. They actually did get that well. They actually embraced it. I'll give them a plus there. I think they played pretty well. This Chargers defense, though, triple Devontae Adams and sit underneath it until the 100 run. So good job there. And efficientness, the efficientness of Josh Jacobs didn't do that well. So I got to give him an underscore there. Let's go to the. Yeah, there we go. Let's get to the next preview.
Welcome to Minneapolis, where Week 1 continues. The NFL on Fox, America's Game of the Week, and it is a good one. Rivals in the NFC North, it's the Packers and the Vikings.
Cousins gonna throw near side, caught for the touchdown. Jefferson. Here's Green Bay's first offensive play of the new year. Rodgers gonna unleash, going deep. Watson, the rookie, drops it. Zins over the middle. How is he that wide open? Jefferson again inside the 10, lunging for the end zone. Touchdown!
Okay, Chargers and Raiders recap. Chargers won 24-19 over the Raiders. It was a really good game, being completely honest with you. Of course, Raiders, Derek Carr, threw 3 interceptions. I'll tell you this. Basically, my recap of the game is Derek Carr had some nuclear plays. He made a throw to Devontae Adams. It was intercepted. But if Aaron Rodgers made that threw that ball, it would have been caught because he's just better. That's the difference. That throw, if you look at it, that one of his interceptions, look at all 3 of them. The one on the deep ball that was pickoff, triple coverage, that would be a touchdown if that was Aaron Rodgers. That's just the difference. I think that's what you got there. Of course, he had still a pretty good game, but 3 interceptions, you can't get it done. Got sacked a couple times, too. Josh Jacobs, very, very efficient. I like what I saw from him. Just didn't give it to him enough. Devontae Adams, big game, but again, he could have been better, being even better than he was. Pretty big game, though. 10 for 141, a touchdown. Darren Waller, good game, 4 for 79. Was a little inconsistent, but he got the job done. 100 run for was super limited. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Taylor Abram, same old self. Max Crosby struggled to actually get converted, but he had like 15 pressures, something ridiculous like that. Nate Hobbs, good game though. I think he played well. Rakasi, not so much. Got a little bit toasted. Devon Diablo, whatever, he was okay. Jaylen Brown struggled in coverage, really struggled with gap control, but he was able to make the tackles. Bill Nichols, whatever. Andrew Billings, same thing. Denzel Perriman played decent. That's really all I'd say. Trayvon Moehrig actually played pretty well. And then for the Chargers, Justin Herbert, big day in terms of overall. 26-34, 279, 3 touchdowns. I mean, I wouldn't actually expect that from him, but he's very good. Austin Eckler could not run the ball, but he caught the ball pretty well. 4 for 36. Keenan Allen 4 for 66. DeAndre Carter 3 for 66 and a touchdown. Jared Everett 3 for 54 and a touchdown. Really spread out really well. That's why he had that. He didn't have a ton of yards, but a pretty good game. Derwin James 6 tackles and a sack, big game. Khalil Mack 3 sacks. I mean, that's all you need to know. Sonny Samuel Jr. and Drew Tranquil really played outstanding coverage, but Nasir Adderley, I mean, he was okay. I actually didn't think Joe Bosa played to his full potential, but he did have 1.5 sacks, so I got to give him that. They had 3, 4, 6 sacks, with Bryce Callahan also having an interception. So overall, defensively for the Chargers, good game. Really got a lot of turnovers. Okay, now for this keys to the game recap. Derek Carr to Devontae Adams needs to come through at the end of the game. That just didn't happen. Josh Jacobs needs to do 20-plus attempts. Just no. And use 100 runs on 3rd down. They tried, didn't work. Darren Waller, favorable situations. I think that was really the only one. I'll give him an underscore. I think they played okay, but definitely could have been better. Played 2 high safeties on 60% of snaps. Actually, yeah, they weren't a ton of big plays. Don't let Clean Out be the man in the intermediate part of the field. That happened. I'll give them an underscore again. I don't think they played bad, but again, just did not play up to standard. It didn't help that the Raiders' offense, that was like, meh. Okay, guys, for the Chargers, we got Austin Eckler, 20-plus touches. Justin Herbert needs to take shots downfield to either Michael Williams or Jalen Guyton. I mean, 20-plus touches, Austin Eckler. They didn't get that many, but like he didn't have that great of a game. And take shots to either Michael Williams or Jalen Guyton. They didn't really have that. But don't dink and dunk down the field. They actually did get that well. They actually embraced it. I'll give them a plus there. I think they played pretty well. This Chargers defense, though, triple Devontae Adams and sit underneath it until the 100 run. So good job there. And efficientness, the efficientness of Josh Jacobs didn't do that well. So I got to give him an underscore there. Let's go to the. Yeah, there we go. Let's get to the next preview.
Harry Underwood kicks us off. Season 17 of Sunday Night Football begins in Arlington, Texas at 18.
Wells, the backup is in. Brady, deep shot downfield for Julio. Jones at the 30. Holds it in to Julio. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown. Hard to beat in the air. Mike
On the completion, and then another one on this drive. It's two separate ones looking very similar.
Okay, Chargers and Raiders recap. Chargers won 24-19 over the Raiders. It was a really good game, being completely honest with you. Of course, Raiders, Derek Carr, threw 3 interceptions. I'll tell you this. Basically, my recap of the game is Derek Carr had some nuclear plays. He made a throw to Davante Adams. It was intercepted. But if Aaron Rodgers made that threw that ball, it would have been caught because he's just better. That's the difference. That throw, if you look at it, that one of his interceptions, look at all 3 of them. The one on the deep ball that was pickoff, triple coverage, that would be a touchdown if that was Aaron Rodgers. That's just the difference. I think that's what you got there. Of course, he still had a pretty good game, but 3 interceptions, you can't get it done. Got sacked a couple times, too. Josh Jacobs, very, very efficient. I like what I saw from him. Just didn't give it to him enough. Davante Adams, big game, but again, he could have been better, being even better than he was. Pretty big game, though. 10 for 141, a touchdown. Darren Waller, good game, 4 for 79. Was a little inconsistent, but he got the job done. 100 run for super limited. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Jonathan Abram, same old self. Max Crosby struggled to actually get converted, but he had like 15 pressures, something ridiculous like that. Nate Hobbs, good game though. I think he played well. Rakasi, not so much. Got a little bit toasted. Devon Diablo, whatever, he was okay. Jaylen Brown struggled in coverage, really struggled with gap control, but he was able to make the tackles. Bill Nichols, whatever. Andrew Billings, same thing. Denzel Perriman played decent. That's really all I have to say. Trayvon Moehrig actually played pretty well. And then for the Chargers, Justin Herbert, big day in terms of overall. 26-34, 279, 3 touchdowns. I mean, I wouldn't actually expect that from him, but he's very good. Austin Eckler could not run the ball, but he caught the ball pretty well. 4 for 36. Keenan Allen 4 for 66. DeAndre Carter 3 for 66 and a touchdown. Jared Everett 3 for 54 and a touchdown. Really spread out really well. That's why he didn't have a ton of yards, but a pretty good game. Derwin James 6 tackles and a sack, big game. Khalil Mack 3 sacks. I mean, that's all you need to know. Sonny Samuel Jr. and Drew Tranquil really played outstanding coverage, but Nasir Adderley, I mean, he was okay. I actually didn't think Joe Bosa played to his full potential, but he did have 1.5 sacks, so I got to give him that. They had 3, 4, 6 sacks, with Bryce Callahan also having an interception. So overall, defensively for the Chargers, good game. Really got a lot of turnovers. Okay, now for this keys to the game recap. Derek Carr to Davante Adams needs to come through at the end of the game. That just didn't happen. Josh Jacobs needs to do 20-plus attempts. Just no. And use 100 runs on 3rd down. They tried, didn't work. Darren Waller, favorable situations. I think that was really the only one. I'll give him an underscore. I think they played okay, but definitely could have been better. Played 2 high safeties and 60% of sacks. Actually, yeah, they weren't a ton of big plays. Don't let Clean Out be the man in the intermediate part of the field. That happened. I'll give them an underscore again. I don't think they played bad, but again, just did not play up to standard. It didn't help that the Raiders' offense, that was like, meh. Okay, guys, for the Chargers, we got Austin Eckler, 20-plus touches. Justin Herbert needs to take shots downfield to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. I mean, 20-plus touches, Austin Eckler. They didn't get that many, but like he didn't have that great of a game. And take shots to either Mike Williams or Jalen Guyton. They didn't really have that. But dink and dunk down the field, they actually did get that well. They actually embraced it. I'll give them a plus there. I think they played pretty well. This Chargers defense, though, triple Davante Adams and sit underneath it until the 100 run field. Good job there. And efficientness, and the efficientness of Josh Jacobs didn't do that well. So I got to give him an underscore there. Let's go to the. Yeah, there we go. Let's get to the next preview. Of course, I hope you guys enjoyed this NFL Kickoff Sunday recap. Of course, coming out Tuesday. And of course, Monday football already happened. Well, I'll get to the recap there. Yeah, these videos take a while to make, just so you know. So if they come out like late, you'll know why, because it's very hard to make these things. And of course, I have a busy schedule as well. That's one of the reasons as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.
Trying to complete the route. McPherson, it's blocked. What a turn of events.